Welcome to Powercoat Music. In this video, we're going to talk about using built-in effects with the Tascam DP24 digital Portastudio. We're going to cover dynamic effects, guitar effects, and send effects that can be applied to individual mic and guitar inputs of the unit. We're also going to discuss how to apply the EQ functionality. Grab your coffee and/or your tea and kick back. We have a lot to cover. My studio assistant today is Shasta. Let's start out by talking about using dynamic effects. You can use 1 to 4 types of different dynamic effects to apply to the inputs, which are A through H of the unit. Now these include a compressor, a noise suppressor, a de-esser or de-esser, however you want to say that, and an exciter. When you press the dynamics button, the effect inserted in the last selected input, which is going to be A through H, is displayed. You can then select one of the 4 types of effects mentioned. You cannot use multiple types of effects simultaneously. Now this is important. When using a guitar effect together with a dynamic effect, the dynamic effect can only be inserted into a maximum of 2 channels. The selected input is then displayed on the top right-hand corner of the screen along with the on-off state of the effect. Let's talk about how to insert a dynamic effect. On your Tascam DP24, press the Dynamics button to open that screen. Press the Source button to select the input A through H into which you want to insert the dynamic effect. Press the F3 or Select button to select the effect that you want to insert. Press the F4 button, the On-Off button, to set the selected effect to on and insert it. You can also align the cursor with the mixer screen and use the jog data dial to turn the effect on or off. You can edit the parameters of the selected dynamic effect. The editing parameters are different for each type of effect naturally. Use the cursor buttons to select the parameter that you want to change, and then use the jog data dial to change that value. Let's move on to the topic of inserting guitar effects. On your DP24, press the Effects button. That'll open the Effect Send effect. Now the last displayed effect appears. When the Send effect screen is displayed, press the F1 or guitar button to open that screen. If there is an effect already inserted in a track, the Select button is lit and that track number appears on the upper right corner of the screen. If there is no effect inserted, the Select button is unlit and the track label will appear empty on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Press the Select button of the track you want to insert the effect into, and that effect will be inserted. You can also align the cursor with the mixer screen and use the jog data dial to turn the effect on or off. Note, you can only use the guitar effect on one playback track when mixing down. Otherwise, you can use it as much as you want when you're recording your tracks. Now here's a point of note with guitar effects. Guitar effects can also be inserted into stereo tracks. When inserting into a stereo track, the stereo effect can be achieved depending upon the effect that you use. Now, since the input is mono and the output is a mono stereo output, you need to be aware of the following. Since the effect input is mono, when it's inserted into a stereo track, the odd number track becomes the active track. So if you want to achieve a stereo effect when recording a stereo track inserted with an effect, set the input assignment to mono. Important to note. Now example would be you would assign input like H/H to tracks like 13, 14 on your DP24. Let's talk about editing guitar effects. You can edit the parameters of a selected guitar effect. Now, editing parameters differ depending upon the effect type naturally. On your DP24, push the Effects button. Press the F3 Select button to select the effect that you want to edit. Use the cursor buttons to select the parameter that you want to change. And then use the jog data dial to select the value. Select whether you want to apply the effect during the recording or during playback with the position parameter on the guitar effects screen. Let's move on to using the effects library. On the effects guitar screen, press the F2 button to display the library list. Use the jog data dial to select the effect that you want to call, and then press the F4 button. The setting is called and the display returns to the guitar effects screen. Press the F1 button to return to the guitar effects screen without changing the parameters. Now here's a tip. The preset data is stored in preset and the user settings are stored in user. Simple, right? When it comes to the guitar effects library, you can save an edited setting as a user setting in the library. When the guitar effects screen is displayed, press the F2 button to display the preset library user library list. Use the jog data dial to select the user area and then press the F3 save button. Now here's the tip. The library contains a preset area and a user area. The preset area cannot be overwritten. Let's move on to using send effects. The send effects are used to send signals to the send effect 1. You can select among 3 different types of send effects, which include reverb, delay, and chorus. You cannot use multiple types of effects simultaneously. You can send input channel or track channel signals to the send effects. Channel signal send levels and pre-post selection are performed on the mixer screen. The return from this effect is sent to the stereo bus. Now if you're in bounce mode, it's sent to the bounce bus. Let's talk about how to edit the send effects. All parameter editing is performed on the effects screen. So on your DP24, push the effect button to open the effects screen. And while the guitar effect is displayed, press the F1 button to switch to the send effects screen. Press the F3 select button to select the type of effect, which is reverb, delay, or chorus. Use the cursor buttons to select the parameter that you want to change, and then use the jog data dial to select the value. On the send effects screen, press the F2 button to display the library list. Use the jog data dial to select the effect setting that you want to use, and then press the F4 button. The setting is called and the display returns to the send effects screen. Press the F1 button to return to the send effects screen without changing any parameters. Let's look at how to save send effects in the library. You can save an edited setting as a user setting in the library. When the send effects screen is displayed, press the F2 button to display the preset user library list. Use the jog data dial to select the user area and then press the F3 or save button. Now here's a tip. The library list contains a preset area and a user area. Preset area data cannot be overwritten. Now keep in mind that names of the preset library also cannot be changed. Let's talk about how to set the built-in effect. Press the select button of the track you want to apply the effect on. Press the effect button and select your desired effect. Press the mixer button to open the mixer screen. Use the cursor buttons to move the cursor to the insert effect display area. Turn the jog data dial to set the built-in effect. Now use the send effects 1 or effects 2 to adjust the send level. Settings range from 0 to 127 and the default is 0. Use the send master 1 or the send master 2 to adjust the send master level. This is important. Settings range from 0 to 127 and the default there is 0 as well. Last but not least, let's look at how to use the equalizer on the DP24. All inputs and all tracks have a 3-band equalizer on the unit. All equalizer settings are made on the mixer screen. So on your DP24, press the mixer button to open the mixer screen. Press the equalizer on/off button on the right side of the low knob to turn the equalizer on or off. Use the select button of each track to select the desired track. Press the source button of each input to change the input. Use the high, mid, and low gain knobs to adjust the gain. Use the high, mid, and low frequency knobs to adjust the frequency. Use the mid Q knob to set the mid frequency bandwidth. Settings range from 0.25 to 16, with the default being 0.5. Press the equalizer on/off button again to turn the equalizer on or off. Now note, if you press the F1 flat EQ button, all settings on the open mixer screen will be restored to their default values. Well, that wraps it up. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up and click the subscribe button on your screen right now to join our group. We have new videos coming out each week and we'd love to have you be a part of our team. In the comment section below, please leave a comment about the video and let us know what you think. And while you're here at the channel, take a look at some of the other videos, listen to the music, and let us know what you think about that too. Thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you soon.